Hi there, and thanks for joining me on a WebEx. On today's WebEx, I'm going to be taking you through the Universe system, some of the benefits and some of the features that it has, and how it can benefit your business. So let me start off by telling you a little bit about us. So we're known as Firstcom Europe. We were founded in 2004 as VoIP.co.uk, and we're a communications company that's based on the vision of making VoIP simple. You'll see on the right hand side that we have a variety of presences across Europe, as well as some new presences joining us very soon. But essentially, we're here to make VoIP simple and to make telephony simple for businesses. To do that, to make VoIP simple for businesses, we use our product called Universe, which we like to believe is the world's simplest business-to-business communication system. Universe is a product that's hosted in the cloud, so it's cloud-based, and allows you to communicate in a simple and effective way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the Universe online portal and take you through some of the features and benefits of the system. So the first thing that you're going to see on the Universe online portal is the login page. So you've got the login credentials where you can put those in, a remember me tick box and a forgotten password link. If you click login, you'll then log into the system. Once logged in, you'll be presented with the Me section. On the left hand side, you'll see a timeline of the last 50 events, so the last 50 calls that you've made and received, so you can keep track of everything that you've done on your telephone. And then on the right hand side, you've got your name, your user defined image, just over on the right hand side, and then your minute wheel. So your minute wheel is here, and you'll see that it's currently got 1,000 minutes. This is the 1,000-minute bundle, and you'll see that this wheel will actually go down if we use those minutes over time. So the more minutes we use, the more the wheel will downgrade, basically. If I scroll down, you'll see there's a couple of other sections. This one is called Group Memberships. So this is a visual set of buttons that shows you which groups you are a member of. So groups are in the IVR, and you can tick yourself in and out of these groups by ticking the button. Let's say, for example, I was outside of the support group and one of my support colleagues said, "Sam, can you help us out?" I tick myself in by clicking this box here. If I scroll down further, I get presented with my devices, a list of all of the devices that I have in the system assigned to my account, and you'll see those on the left hand side with the different names. Then you'll have the caller ID, and caller ID is what I call out with, and then one number. So if I click caller ID, I can choose to call out from any of the numbers in this caller ID drop down. So that's when I call someone. And you'll notice that I've just chosen that one there, so 2280 to call out from that device. And if you scroll down, you'll see that this one's set to anonymous. So you can even call out from anonymous as well if you'd like to. Over on the right hand side, you've got one number, and what one number effectively is allowing your device to all be rung simultaneously. You'll see here that this is the telephone number for one number, 7410, and that will ring all of my devices simultaneously. If I pick it up on my device, Sam's Sales Room, then all the other three devices are going to stop ringing. So that's simultaneous rings with one number. I can also route my number to a specific device, so I don't necessarily have to have it to one number. I could make it so that whenever that telephone number is phoned, my phone in the sales room is going to ring, but no other phones are going to ring. But actually, one number is the best way to do this because all your devices ring at the same time simultaneously. Now, if I click on devices, I'll be presented with a list of all of the devices that I have in the system, and you can see that here. And then to edit a device, let's say for example my Cisco device at the top, I click the settings button. When I'm in here, I'm presented with the option to be able to change the name of the device, which makes it easier for finding in the future. I've also got my call time, which I can change in seconds, and then should choose if it's part of one number. If I choose that I don't want it to be part of one number, I can put my own call forwarding for that specific device on. If I scroll down, I'm presented with a visual graphic user interface of my actual handset on my desk. And what I can do here is click one of the hotkeys and then change that to anything I'd like to. I can put in a custom number if I'd like to. I'll assign one of my users in the company to it, or I could assign a user in the phone book to it as well. If I scroll down, I can also assign a group to it. So I could tick myself in and out of groups on the home page of the portal. I can also have a button to do that as well. And also I can put a call pickup group. And these are specific groups that I'll show you and talk to you about later on in the admin section. Once I select a user, like in this instance I'm going to select Matt, I press save. You'll see that the button updated tick comes in the top right hand side of the screen, and what this means is that the handset will refresh quickly and then that button will be updated in real time. We also support the key expansion modules on our 88, 41, 51 and 61 models, and those are there, so you can have the multiple keys on there. If I click services, I'm then presented with all of the services of my user. I'm presented with voicemail first, where I can choose whether I want to use voicemail, whether I want to have a message waiting indicator, send an email notification, and then personal favourite by most of our users is send a file as attachment. That comes through as a WAV file, and then you can listen to it on there. On the right hand side, I can go through here and choose from a list of our languages and voices, and then choose a specific greeting. So first name, first name, or just no company name and first name and just leave a message. I can also choose recorded message. If I choose recorded message, I have to record the message using the handset by clicking the voicemail button and then speaking into the handset my recorded message. One number, we talked about this briefly in the Me section, but essentially every time I ring this telephone number, it's going to ring all 4 of my devices simultaneously. If I pick it up on one, the other 3 stop ringing. On the right hand side, this is where I can change my call forwarding. So I can change call forwarding always, which just diverts that main office number there to my mobile number all the time. Or I could choose call forward no answer. And if I've done call forward no answer, what happens is that all of my 4 devices will ring, and then if I don't pick up on any of those 4 devices, it's going to go through to my mobile. A very popular feature of a lot of our users. We also support fax. So Universe supports fax. You can upload a fax by uploading a PDF here. Let's say I select this one. I can then choose on the right hand side who I'd like to send that fax to by typing in a number here. And then I can choose what fax number I'd like to send it from as well. And I press send to send the fax. You'll see sent faxes below. You'll also have a inbox for your voicemail. So this is where you'll get the from, so the telephone number it's from, when it was received, the length of the voicemail, the status of the voicemail, whether it's new or old, and the functions where you can play, download or delete it. Similar for fax, you can see who's it from, when it was received, the speed it was sent, the remote station, and if I want to download it or view it. Recordings, this is Call Recording on Demand. I can see who it's from, who it was to, when it was recorded, the length, and the play, download and delete buttons there as well. And to access this feature, when you're on the phone with somebody, there's 3 keys. You can press those 3 keys and then press start recording, and that's Call Recording on Demand. Those recordings are then saved in here. We do have Call Recording Pro, which I'll talk to you about in the admin section as well. Once I've had a look around here, I'm going to go over to the phone book, which is the last feature in the user section. So here I've got a user-based phone book where I can upload my contacts. I can create a contact by pressing create contact and filling out the relevant fields and then pressing create. Or I can upload a spreadsheet if I'd like to. So if I upload a spreadsheet, I can download a sample file and then upload it again. Let me download that for you. Just going to open that here to show you what it looks like. You'll notice here that you've got the different fields that you can just fill in. Oops. And then you'll see that you've got first name, last name, and phone number. They're all required fields, so that you won't be able to upload the Excel spreadsheet if those are not in this format. Let me go back to Universe. And you can upload that by clicking Upload Excel Spreadsheet. And that's everything in the Me section and the User section of Universe. If I clicked My Profile, then this will just show you the last little bit of the Me section, and you can change your picture, your title, your management department or whatever, and then change your language and your time zone, as well as update your password if you'd like to as well. To get into the administration mode, I'm going to go back up to Mr. Demo and then click Swap to Administrator View. Once I'm in here, I'm going to get a similar synopsis like we have in Me, but it's going to be of the company. So you're going to see all the numbers, devices, subscriptions and users that you have, as well as the number of IVRs and the recording capacity in gigabytes. So number of IVRs and recording capacity in gigabytes. Down the left-hand side, you'll notice there's resources. And what this is sections where I can actually edit certain things for my company. I'm going to start off by taking you through numbers. You'll see here all of the telephone numbers that are assigned to your company, and then on the right-hand side, who they're assigned to. Simply, you can assign a number by clicking the drop-down and then assigning it to whoever you want to assign it to. So if I assign this to the sales conference, for example, then this is going to be the telephone number for the sales conference. It's really simple and easy to edit these numbers in here. Same with devices. I get a list of all of my devices, and then on the right hand side who they're assigned to. So once I've provisioned Universe, I can then actually just assign it to whoever I want to assign it to. So I've assigned that device to Mr. Demo there. If I've got an IP telephone, which is a third-party device, I can generate a new password by clicking that, which will send me a link with all the credentials to plug that into a third-party device. Subscriptions, this is what provides your user license as well as the number of minutes that you get. You can change these in here, but you have to contact our sales team in order to do so. Phone book, this is the company phone book, works exactly the same way as the personal phone book, but the company contacts go across all of the devices in the company, and then they have this little icon here in your personal phone book to identify that that's a company contact. Exactly the same way of uploading contacts and creating contacts and deleting contacts. Short numbers, Here, what I have is a list of short numbers, or DDIs in some cases. Some people know these as DDIs. I can create a short number by typing it in here. Let me just type in 999. That's not available, obviously, because it's an emergency services number. If I type in 877, for example, and add that in, I can then assign that to somebody. So if I assign that to Mr. Demo, every time I dial 877 in my handset, it's going to phone Mr. Demo. Caller ID. So I can choose my main pilot number here. This is the main company number for your company. I can just tick which one I'd like to be my main company number. And then on the right hand side, I've got company numbers. So if you remember, we had those DDIs that you could call out from in the Me section. If you assign a number as a company number, then they're going to appear in that DDI section for you to be able to call out from them. So some numbers might be available for specific users, so you're not going to allow every user to call out from them. Call pickup groups. So I talked about these briefly when we were looking at them in the devices section. But basically, a call pickup group consists of a number of users where if their phone rings, you want to pick it up. So let's say that there's a room with the sales staff in with Matt, Josh, and Miles. Let's say their phone rings and we want to see it happen. You can pick it up by pressing call pickup groups. Music on hold. So we support a variety of music on hold here, which you can select from, and we also support music on hold that is customized. If you have custom music on hold, you have to get in touch with our support department, and then we'll upload that for you. You do have to sign that you agree that the license is up to date and everything for your music license and all that kind of stuff if it's licensed music. Let me click into users now. So users here provides you with a list of all of the users in your system. You're able to edit these users by clicking the edit button on the right hand side. Once you click edit, you're going to be presented with the name, the title, department, and the language and time zone, as well as the email address. The email address is greyed out, and the reason it's greyed out is because of GDPR. So what we need you to do if you want to change an email address of a user is get in touch with our support department. Here you'll see the rights, so I can actually give users specific rights, admin rights or other rights, and I can assign them by clicking them or unassign them by clicking them. I then press update user to update my user. If I go back to my users, you'll see that there's a couple of other things in here, like I can generate a new password straight from here, as well as delete the user if he's left the company, for example. But let's say Josh had a problem or I wanted to configure his settings, I could switch to user by clicking switch to user. In here, I can edit any of the settings in Josh's account to make sure that he's got everything up to date and go through all of the sections that I've shown you in the user view and actually edit them. You'll notice that some things are privatized because of GDPR and stuff on there as well. To get back out of the user, I can click up in the top right side and then click log out. It then takes me back to the main user page in here. I can add a new user if I'm allowed to do so with my license, and then I can fill in the details. IVRs, I'm going to skip over those for a second and come back to them later. Let's have a look at fax. Fax is exactly the same as the user view. You've got send fax and receive fax. Conference, every user account comes with a sales conference or a conference facility. You're able to do this by assigning a number to it. You can rename it in here and choose whether to have a PIN code or not. And then literally what happens is if you call that number, it's going to dial in, and then as soon as somebody else joins, it beeps, and then you've started a conference with a number of different people. Very handy feature to have. Going to go into call recording now, I think. In here, you're presented with all of the call recordings that your company's made. So you'll be able to see them here. If I click listen to recording, for example, then it's going to pop up. And I've got a view of the actual WAV file of the recording. I can choose whether to listen to it in stereo or mono. And then I can choose to play that file or download that file to my system if I'd like to as well. If I press close. In terms of dates, I can actually go back and look at a specific date if I need to do something. And I can also search for a specific telephone number in here. So the next thing in here is the user settings. So what I can do is choose to have call recording for inbound and outbound on my users. I can also give them access to pause a recording. So for PCI compliance, if you're taking card payments, you need to be able to pause a recording. A button will appear on the phone that says pause recording for those users with pause recording selected, if I choose to have it on. But basically, if they're on, then that means all inbound and outbound calls for that user are being recorded. We support SIP trunk stuff as well, which is coming soon. And then I've got services. So these are my IVRs. I can record all of my IVRs by clicking on here in the Call Recording Pro feature. Speaking of IVRs, I think we're going to go and look at that now. So with IVRs, what we've got is a variety of different IVRs in this account. But if I click edit on the demo IVR, I'm just going to get rid of all of these ones from a previous demo I've done. Just give me a second. Excellent, so I've just deleted all of those. When you come into the IVR editor, you're presented with a list of options that you can use to build your call flow. So this is basically customizing your call flow. You'll see the start option over there on the left-hand side, and what that does is where your call starts. So when the call comes in, it will start on the start one, and then you can pull in a variety of different options to design your call flow. I'm going to start with a play sound. So as soon as a customer rings into my main office number, I want to write a little bit of text in there, like welcome to Universe IVR, for example, which then shows the user that they've called into the right place. After they've done that, I'm going to bring in opening hours. The reason I'm going to do this is to check that we're actually open so that we can receive the call. So you'll notice on the right hand side, it's popped up with all of the opening hours and the days that we're open. You can customize these as per your company. Click Save Module at the bottom, and then you've got opening hours in Universe. After I've done that, I'm going to bring in a menu for when we're open. So that once it goes through to open, it's going to go through to the menu, and closed, I'm going to select a different variety of options for closed. I'm going to join up the open to the menu by clicking and dragging, and then in the menu I'm going to type in my options for my menu. So please press 1 for sales, 2 for support, and 3 for accounts. Once I've done that, I'm going to now focus on my closed options. So I'm going to bring down here a play sound file that says sorry, we're currently closed. Going to save that. But actually what I'm going to do is add an out of hours pin. So save, and then I'm going to drag the pin option in after connecting these up. So now I've got these 2 pins in here already, which I'm going to keep for the time being. So if I enter those 4 pins, it's going to go through to accepted. And if I don't enter those 4 pins, then it's going to go through to rejected. If it does go through, I'm going to send it through to our out-of-hours support team. So I'm going to type in a number here and then save it. And then I'm just going to join accepted up to the call number. If we're closed, I'm going to play another sound that says, sorry, that was the incorrect pin. Or unfortunately. I'm then going to ask them to leave a message, so leave their name or number in order to leave a message, and then we'll get back to them. Hopefully you're getting the idea that this is really simple to edit and create. So I'll save that, and then I'm going to drag in an email option. Oops, just going to join this up, and then add the email option. So now I'm going to send an email notification notifying my team or a specific user that somebody's tried to call into us out of our support line, and we need to call them back in the morning. So I'm going to choose a subject, which is new voicemail out of hours. I'm going to put in the recipient of the email, and then I'm going to do a customized message that goes through to that email address. If I use hashtag CLI, it's going to actually take the phone number of the person that called in and send that through to the user. Once I've typed my email out here, I'm then going to drag the record function from the top down into the left-hand side, and then type in out of hours voicemail and press save. All of these voicemails go through to a shared voicemail box for IVR administrators, which is in the IVR section. So like I said, I'm just going to change this to out of hours voicemail, and then just join it up with the send email. The call will end after the voicemail has been left. Now for the open side, I'm going to drag in 3 queues, very similar to call groups. And I'm just going to rename these for ease. To rename any of the elements in here, you just double click them. So that's sales, this one's support, and this one's going to be accounts. I'm then going to join these up so I don't forget to do that later. And then I'm going to configure the sales group. To do that, I'm going to click create a group, and it's going to pop up with all of my users on the left hand side. I can then click to add the users into the system, and then change the name of the group. I can then choose an agent strategy. I'm going to choose ring all in this case. So it's going to ring all the users at the same time. And then some wrap-up time. So obviously most of our sales staff have to write into a CRM, so I'm going to give them 1 minute before the next call comes through. I might also add the manager in here, and then if the 3 sales staff are on the phone, I could actually set the manager to be in priority 2 by clicking down. Once he's in priority 2, it means he'll receive any calls when those 3 are on the phone, or if they're currently waiting, then the calls will field through to priority 2. Once I click Save and Close, I can assign the group by clicking and assigning the group. I then scroll down and I'm presented with some more options. I can choose whether to use a prompt voice or not, which says number 1 in the queue, for example. Whether I want music on hold or just ringing. The agent call time is the call time in seconds. The max queue length is the number of people in the queue. And then the max wait time is the max wait time in seconds before it goes through to no answer. Once I've completed that, I'm then going to drag in some options for if nobody answers the phone. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in a play sound file. You can also upload custom sound files that you've recorded professionally or on a mobile phone or something up here as well by changing it from prompt to sound file and uploading it to the system. So I'm going to put, "We are sorry, but all of our agents are currently busy. Please leave your name and number and we'll get back to you as soon as we can," or something like that. Once I've completed this, I click Save, and then I'm going to join this up to all 3 of the no answers in the group. I'm then going to add an email again, but this time it's going to be slightly different to the other email because it's going to have the information about the voicemail being left. So in this case, you might want to actually do this to a specific mailbox. So I might do sales or hello, a mailbox that goes through to the office admin team. Subject, I'm going to call new voicemail. So I'm going to do the same thing again, hashtag CLI to send the number through, and then some text that says, "Somebody did not manage to get through. Please log in and listen to the voicemail on the online voicemail portal." Just correcting my typos. Then I'm going to drag in the record function again. So the record function is going to come in, and I'm going to set it to voicemail mode as it was before for the other one, but this time I'm going to call it new voicemail. So this will distinguish whether it's an out of hours voicemail or a new voicemail in the system. And once I've done that, I've completed my IVR. That's everything sorted. I can rename the IVR and then press save. Once I've saved it, it's live and it will start working for your business. And as you should be able to see, it was really simple and easy, and in a matter of minutes I've created a custom call flow for your company. At the same time, you can come in here and edit this at any time, and also you can make it much more complex. Maybe in another session or another video, if you decide to take the system, we'd be able to go through some of the complex features in there. Like, for example, we've got some calendar items, some PIN code items, some more advanced prefix routing and stuff like that. And that's the IVR section of Universe. Wall display. So we do support a wall display as well. This is kind of designed to go up, so it gives you some statistics on your queues. So it gives you the calls waiting, answered / lost, average wait time, and max wait time for your queues. I haven't got any data on this one, I apologise for that. If I go to My Statistics, I will show you a similar thing in My Statistics. So if I go through to support and click it, you'll see that I get some detailed statistics on my groups from the IVR. I can also generate a report by clicking the Today drop down and choose Today, last 7 days or last 14 days, and download a report in Excel. The last thing in the Universe system is usage, and this allows me to run reports for specific users to see their usage, or to run a report generally for most users. I can select a date, to and from, and then press Get Usage. This presents me with a long table, which I can download as a CSV with all the information about the calls coming in and going out of the system, or if I wanted to look at a specific user, I could do that as well. And that's everything the Universe system can do in a nutshell. There's a few more things that I can go through with you at a later date. I'm now going to talk to you about the price. So before I go on to the price, is there any questions about the system or any requirements or things that you need for your business that may have not been shown in that demonstration? No? Okay, great. So the way that we price Universe is relatively simple. There's 3 stages. Select a subscription, select a handset, and then select any add-ons. So stage 1 is to select a subscription. You'll notice on the left-hand side we have UK subscriptions, and on the right-hand side we have international subscriptions. So let me just run through them for you. Universe Lite is 60 minutes, and that's at £4.50 per month. Universe Regular is 1,000 minutes, and that's £10 per month. Universe Unlimited is 5,000 minutes, up to 5,000 minutes in the UK, and that's £13 per month. Our international destinations include most European destinations, USA, Canada, China, Australia, and New Zealand. For those, the minutes are exactly the same. So for 60 minutes of international, it's £7 per month. For 1,000 minutes of international, it's £15 per month. And then for a unlimited bundle on international, it's £18 per month. I will also add that the subscriptions for international include UK minutes as well. So section 2 is to select a handset. We currently support the 8800 and 7800 series Cisco IP handsets. The 8800 series is more executive with more features, and the 7800 series is less executive and more of an entry level device. If you want a full list of features, please go to firstcom.co.uk/handsets. So Universe provides the opportunity to pay monthly for your handsets instead of buying them outright. So on the screen, you'll see handsets prices for 36-month contracts. You'll see on the left-hand side the 7800 series and the right-hand side the 8800 series. Basically, you take your first subscription and then add it to the second subscription for the handset, and then you get your final price for the system. So for example, if you took the Universe Regular package, which is 1,000 UK minutes, and the basic Cisco 7811, that's £12 per month. We do still, however, give you the option to buy the handsets outright. We sometimes do this if a customer unfortunately fails credit check, or if, for example, the customer wanted to buy them outright for any other reason, then we'd be able to do that as well. So step 3 is choosing any add-ons you'd like to add to your Universe system. We currently have 2 add-ons. Our first one is Encrypted Universe. So this is an encryption package that encrypts all of your phones over the internet. So basically end-to-end encryption from your device through the cloud to the other person. And that's currently £5 per month per user. The other add-on that we have is the Universe Wall Display. So I showed you this in the demonstration, and this is £20 per month, just a one-off fee for the company, and it allows you to have that feature on your system as well. One of the other major benefits about Universe and Firstcom as a company is that we really do care about you, and we really do want to support you and make sure that this system is the best it can be for you. So we have a service delivery team that makes sure that everything works from as soon as the contract is signed. So let's say you decide to become a customer with us. Our service delivery team will be in touch. We're really big keen on communication. We'll then talk to you about your existing connectivity, because obviously it's voice over IP and we want to make sure everything works. We'll then create your account with your help. So we'll create the users, the IVRs with you and everything to make sure everything's up and running correctly. We'll then also assist you with porting, so making sure that you can port your existing numbers into the system. Porting on Universe is actually free of charge as well. That's one unique thing about Firstcom. And then we'll also get from you a live date/billing date to make sure that everything can be ready for that. And then we'll be able to provide you support after that. So in most cases, we do offer 24/7 support. We do have a support team that works at 9 a.m. till 5 p.m, Monday to Friday. And then if there's any urgent inquiries, then please do get in touch with us after that time, and we'll be able to help you. And that concludes my presentation today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you have taken away the things that you need to take away. I'd happily answer any questions that you've got, and I'll also be able to send you this slide set if you'd like it as well. And if there's anything else that I can help with, obviously please let me know. Any questions? Nope. Well, thanks very much. I'll be in touch in the next couple of days to see how you feel about everything, and I'll also send you over some documentation to support this, the PowerPoint, as well as a couple of other things about Universe. And then if you want to proceed, obviously just get in touch with me and then we can go forward. Thanks very much for joining me today, guys. Have a good day.